day that I was following a rule, but the rule was wrong.
You recognize the tune. East side, west side, all around the town. People are sleeping on gratings, Brooklyn bridges falling down. Meanwhile, business is booming in Soho and on Brooklyn Heights. Landlords are making a killing. Somehow our world seems just right. Another day, another dollop, what's the big surprise? Developers pack quite a wallop. Flowers are free at the price. People with blue sky for shelter. People with no place to piss. Washed down Trump on his hot yacht. Old Calcutta was better than this. So east side, west side, all around the town. People freezing in subways. Cheap housing just ain't around. Meanwhile, stock exchange booming. Jack LaLanne's doing alright. Vegas making a killing. Somehow that word still seems right. Then look to the feds asleep in their beds. Squatters rousted out. Hoarding apartments for sweet deals. It's what capitalism's all about. Me and the mayor went walking. I heard that racist squawk. Tripping over bodies. Fantastic. On the sidewalk of New York. East side, west side, all around the town. People dying on gratings. Guess the system's falling down.
Hey, was it really possible to have a civil war?
Что нам нужно? На дорогу. Пока мне делать? Дорогу на войну идти. Зачем? Больше не будет. Нужно на дороге империализме и социализме.
Do you know how I kept this wedding gown white? I washed it with a toothbrush and prayed it would dry by showtime. Of course, you could count on it to turn muddy wet after I'd spent hours scrubbing it clean.
Fun-filled nights on a beach with your favorite girl. Her face graced a dozen covers.
I'm a military man, and I kill what I can. Try to eat what I kill. I'm a waste and one-night man, but whatever I can eat, well, I throw it to the dogs. Your picnics, your walks, they fuck faster than your frogs. And there really is no need to keep them here, you know. They were brought by merchant greed. You can bet they're gonna go. Malthus told it long ago. It is fact, it's not assumption. War will always win, no calls. But no one got the gumption. Nature's way to clean out scurfs and the misfits from our system. Napalm sends their hairy asses, and them smart bombs can't resist them. Now war's work divided by God into women's work and men's. We made soldiers, thank God he made also enemies and friends. Specializations that go right. Let each man hone his skill while you tune your well-tuned song. Well, I'll mark my special kill while you pray in white sepulchres. Eyeless prophecy fulfill while you brood in his old kirk. My Dirk will do his will.
Are you going to armaments fair? Martin, Vickers, Krupp, and Lockheed. Remember me to one who deals there. Does he still sell the death we all here need? Does he still sell the death we all need? Tell him I want a bomb that is quiet. Vickers, Krupp, Martin, Lockheed, one that kills sure each time that you try it, and one that will kill at incredible speed. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Tell him we'll pay for a weapon that's new. Krupp and Martin, Vickers, Lockheed, one that will kill both Arab and Jew. And you, and you, Arab and Jew, that kills all our enemies regardless of creed. And ask what or poison he hides in his sack. Martin, Vickers, Krupp, and Lockheed, one you send out can't ever be called back. Remember Agent Orange, eh? That kills all things living, destroys every seed. That kills all things living, destroys each last seed. Your tax dollars at work. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana.
Hey, it looks like I'm here alone, but no, there's Kramer. We're going to have the Fugs. And sitting next to me is Kramer, and sitting next to him is Tuli Kupferberg, who you've seen on the show many times. He's a wonderful guy, and they're going to be playing this weekend at the Bottom Line, and it was so amazing last week that, not last week, the last time they played, that I got amazingly tipsy just from the very thought of it. And Ed Sanders was supposed to be here tonight, but he had to go home. And when you gotta go home, you gotta go home, I guess, and we're not too happy about this. But anyhow, I'd like to at least tell you what Ed told me about this show coming up. He said, Coca, don't get so drunk this time. And I won't. So, Tuli, hi.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Okay. I guess if we're not going to use that, we should take that out of the way. What do you think? This front piece.
Let's vote on it.
Good idea.
Let's vote on it. How do you vote? Get rid of it. Out. Out. Okay. Tuli.
Well, first we'd love to do 2 songs for you, and
Then maybe we'll chat.
maybe you'll interrogate us.
I'd love to.
And then if there's time, we'll do another song.
Okay. Here's the tunes.
These are 2 new songs that have never been performed before, and at least not like this. And I wanted to write a song about New York City, but I realized that William Blake had already written it in 1790, and he called it London. I wander through each chartered street, near where the chartered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. In every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every pain, the mind-forged manacles I hear. How the chimney sweepers cry, every blackening church appalls, and the hapless soldier's sigh runs in blood down palace walls. But most through midnight streets I hear how the youthful harlot's curse blasts the newborn infant's tear and blights with plagues the marriage hearse.
Got that? Are we on? We're rolling? Okay. We have the whole scene there. Does it look like we're just in the street itself? This is McDougal Street about what year?
1962, 63.
And as is our wont here at Revolting News, well, first let me introduce the cast of characters. I'm Tuli, you all know me. And the guy behind the camera is is Norman Sabat. He's our resident cameraman, engineer, folk music habitué, and Greenwich Village inhabitant. You want to appear before your camera so everyone
Just
knows?
momentarily. I'm more of a
Yes.
behind-the-scenes kind of guy.
Yeah, well, that's what they all
Something
say
about my
first.
works, I think. Hi, boys and girls.
This is Oscar Young, the kid brother of the. We'll get you. You can. All right.
Hi.
The kid brother of the guy who's passing through. You know that folk song, "Passing Through," right?
I'm here just to make sure that he doesn't say anything embarrassing about the family.
Oh well, we want to have a good show. I don't know if we.
My mother was a saint.
Okay, Israel Young is passing through. This is our won't hear at Revolting News. We like to interview people who are passing through. He's here from Sweden. Came here to star in the Bob Dylan Follies. And
Tacos, right.
and Israel Young was the proprietor of this institution, important institution, and among many other things.
Wait, that was 59-60, not 62-63.
And he's a folklorist, a historian, a Morris dancer, a bon vivant, and a radical expatriate, and an all-around good guy, right? Good old boy. Originally from the Bronx. What are the Bronx? You ever hear that? And now he's an inmate of Stockholm. So, he came back here to take part in the Dylan movie.
Well, not only that, he paid for the trip, which is the story of my life. Like, I was a folkie in Greenwich Village. I wasn't born in the Bronx. I was born in Lower Manhattan, 110 Ludlow Street.
I was born there too,
And it's still there, and it took 30 years to move from 110 Ludlow Street to 110 McDougal Street. It took 30 years to make that move.
So when did you move to the Bronx?
Well, very early on. And in fact, if my memory is right, we lived in more places in the Bronx than I remember. And I think we lived in places 3 months at a time and 6 months at a time. And that was, we would get 3 months free rent.
Exactly.
And then we move it in the 3 months.
There was the Depression. So
It was
what
the
year were you
Depression.
born?
1928.
And your parents were from the old country.
My father was born in Poland, and he came to America in 1905. My mother was born in Poland, and she came to America in 1926 or 27, just before I was born.
And what was their profession when they came here? How old were they when they?
My mother was a housewife. My father was born in 1892. And my mother was born in 1905 in Lodz, in the big city. My father was born in Dierishow, a tiny little town close to the German border. So like when my father grew up, well, Polish was illegal. He learned Russian in school, Polish on the street, and Yiddish and Hebrew at home. And then he had to learn German because he was smuggling goods from Poland to Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fucking lie.
But my father told me the story. I'll
Stop
tell you
it,
the
you
story.
make up
He
stories.
sounds just like my parents.
It's not
Really.
He used to take matches through the forest to Germany and bring
My
back a pair of
father was
pants.
Back fires.
And bring back a pair.
My father was afraid to pee in the forest because he would be locked up for exposure or something.
I'll tell you what kind of a liar my father was.
All right, what kind was it?
Well, my father told me when I was a kid that he saw Naftali Imba
Yeah.
drunk, he wrote the Hatikva. He
On
saw
the
him.
east side.
He
was a
saw him
notorious-
drunk on the east
He
side.
was a notorious roue and a bohemian, Naphtali, and I believe every word your father said.
But my father came to America in 1905, and I find out recently, I was looking up something, that Imba died in Philadelphia in 1895 and 1898.
You know what? Do you know what the editor
You know that,
of the
Oscar?
New York Herald said in the 19th century? He said, "Many a good story. Remember, my son. Many a good story has been killed by over-verification."
That's great.
They asked Mahatma Gandhi, "What do you think of Western civilization?" And he said,
I think it would be a good idea.
The English clergy are paid by the state, as well they should be. The Vicar of Bray was the legendary, most famous survivor of that system. He served under Charles II, James II, William III, Queen Anne, George I, really a legend in his own time. And he, of course, he had to change he changed his belief with every succession, so to that of the new king. So that's no more than right. So he was successively Catholic, Anglican, High Church, Low Church, Establishment, Disestablishment, then Anti-Disestablishment. He was a Tory, Whig, and a Jew. No, that's wrong, huh? At any rate, this is a song dedicated to him and all of his disciples. It's particularly appropriate, I think, at this election time. It's called Chameleon, or the time service song, the belly dance of the Vicar of Bray. In the winter, I'm a Buddhist. In the summer, I'm a nudist. In Jerusalem, Talmudist. In Hellfire Club, the crudest. Chameleon. 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 When the Democrats are winning, liberalities I'm spinning. When Republicans are panting, racist slogans I am chanting. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. Unter Hitler I'm a Nazi, under Helmut Kohl, Shotzi, under Stalin I'm a Redsky, with Edgar Hoover I'm a Fetsky. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. With art lovers I love art, with truck drivers love to fart. When with jocks I slug my beer, unless teetotalers are near. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. With philosophes I'm existential, with call girls that's not essential. Academe I lead the school, on the street I play the fool. Chameleon, 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 chameleon. pitch is chameleon. 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 Chameleon.
Hi, folks. Revolting here. This is our completely unrehearsed Thanksgiving show.
And Thanksgiving to all.
Lanny and I are going to read from something I had in this week's Village Voice. And it's free, folks. You can, if you really love this, you can get a copy of it at your at the Red Box. And Lanny and I are going to read from this. It's called 69 Things to be Thankful for. 69. I'm going to start and we'll alternate. Be thankful you're not a turkey. Be thankful the Tsar was overthrown. Be thankful you're no longer in school. Be thankful you only have a hernia on the right side and not a double hernia. Be thankful you no longer follow baseball. It's good I read that line because baseball follows you, right?
Yeah, well, I follow almost any weather that's round. Be thankful you're not on the Bowery yet. Be thankful you're not on a sinking ship in a freezing storm in the North Atlantic or off the Comoros Islands.
No, you get involved.
Be thankful that you're too light for heavy work and too heavy for light work. Be thankful that you were turned down by the reserves when trying to avoid the draft and then failed.
Well, I should have read that.
The draft physical, because I'm a veteran.
And then failed the draft physical.
Be thankful you joined the service in between wars.
That's right, on the advice of your...
That's what I have of my father, yeah. Yeah, 1959, he says, get in and get out before the next war starts.
Get in and get over. Clover.
And number 10, be thankful that the last time you took penicillin, it didn't kill you.
Be thankful you're not a macho man. Let's read this one together.
Okay. Be thankful that the Chinese do not march 6 abreast in a single column circling the globe.
Just Clinton and the president march together.
That's right.
They sort of agree to agree about screwing the general population.
Yeah, you know, I read there was a letter to
the manufacturers.
Editor in the local paper after the '94 election when all the Republicans got in, and it said the major difference in the results of this election is that the Republicans will now have their hands in our pockets instead of the Democrats.
Oh, I thought it was the Republicans. No, it was the Democrats.
Yeah, well, there's one party. It goes by two names, but it's really called the Bankers Party.
Be thankful that no one understands you. Be thankful for Brook Farm.
Yeah.
Be thankful that you live in New York City and haven't been shot to death yet.
If you haven't.
If you haven't.
Right. Or Maine for life. Be thankful that, although you opposed the Vietnam War, you didn't support the communist parties of Southeast Asia. It's a thing, a lot of people make a mistake that you have to support everything.
The opposite of
the
everything.
opposite of everything that you're against.
Oppose. There's more than two sides.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah, and one dictator isn't any better than the next.
And in America, there's less than two sides.
And don't forget, be thankful for the memories, or tits, as they say.
No, we don't say that.
Oh, okay, breasts. Okay, our memories. Be thankful you're a mammal if you're a mammal. Okay, be thankful you're not a fucking bigot. Be thankful is not die day. And be thankful for Alka-Seltzer, Bromer Seltzer, or just plain seltzer.
Be thankful that you didn't vote for Dole. Be thankful you didn't vote for Clinton. Be thankful that you
didn't vote.
Be thankful you're not living in Bosnia. Be thankful that you're not a soldier in Bosnia.
Be thankful you're not a soldier. Be thankful you don't eat meat.
I better read that.
You better read that.
Well, you can read the second one.
Be thankful that meat don't eat you. And then be thankful that you don't have cancer yet.
Be thankful you aren't addicted to heroin. Be even more thankful that you aren't addicted to nicotine. Be thankful you are not Newt Gingrich, George Pataki, Al D'Amato, or
Rudy
Giuliani. Be thankful that you don't work in the CIA. Be thankful that you don't...
haven't been murdered secretly by a CIA agent yet.
Be thankful that we still have public access cable in NYC.
Be thankful that we still have WBAI in New York City. Be thankful that music can still wild the civil breast. Be thankful that Shakespeare's plays were written by Shakespeare and not with... Be thankful that Shakespeare's plays were written by Shakespeare and not someone with the same name who was not as good. Be thankful that there are only 30 more of these. And be thankful that you're young enough to know better.
Be thankful that you don't work at the New York Post. Be thankful you don't work at the News. Be thankful you don't work at the Times. Alas, the best paper of our times.
Of our times?
Be thankful that you don't work at the New York Press.
Be thankful that the Village Voice is free in Manhattan. Be thankful that you're not too old to fuck and will never be too old. Be thankful that you can shit without a laxative. Be thankful that you can shit with a laxative. Or be thankful that you can shit at all.
Be thankful that cats and dogs still allow us to live with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Be thankful that your pet python hasn't strangled you to death yet.
Yeah.
Be thankful
If they haven't.
Be thankful that
But
all's
in that
well.
case, you won't hear this.
That ends well so far. Be thankful that your children haven't left home yet. And be thankful that your children have left home.
Right. Be thankful that you don't live near